talking toon here.
Cartoon Network has been well represented here on my channel. It's something that meant a lot to me growing up, as a lover of animation as well as a cartoonist. I was almost hesitant to make this video, because I figured people would have gotten sick of me talking about Cartoon Network by now. But then I thought, this is the 30th anniversary of Cartoon Network. I'm not just gonna sit here and not celebrate. But what should I do? I already talked about some of their most iconic blocks, as well as went over their history in my most recent Fantastic Legacy of Hanna-Barbera vid. So I think the better option would be talk about how I grew up with it and how much of an influence it had on me. So that's what we're gonna go over today. So without further ado, let's get started. But first, a word from our sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by Liquid IV. Liquid IV is a hot new hydration drink that keeps you hydrated throughout the day. And if you work in a hot kitchen like me, you'll definitely need it. One stick of Liquid IV to 16 ounces of water gives you 2 to 3 times more hydration than water alone. You don't have to take my word for it. Take a look at the science of cellular transport technology, designed to enhance rapid absorption of water and other key ingredients into the bloodstream. Not only is it good for you, but they taste good as well. They come in all kinds of flavors, like passion fruit, lemon lime, and tangerine. My favorite is the passion fruit, and I have trouble sleeping at night, so the sleep multiplier drink is very effective, and I wake up feeling so good. Liquid IV is a great charitable company. With each purchase, they donate to someone in need, selling over 16 million servings globally and counting. You get 25% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use the promo code 47cartoonguy. Again, go to liquidiv.com and use the promo code 47cartoonguy. Thanks again to Liquid IV for sponsoring this video. Now, on with the show. I guess the best way to start is from, well, the beginning. I was born in 1993. When I was younger, my dad was in the Army, which meant me and my family were on the move constantly. We lived in Anchorage, Alaska from 1995 to 1997, and we were living in this military housing facility in Fort Richardson. Even as a little kid, I watched a lot of TV back then. I remember specifically watching 2 channels. One was PBS. 90s PBS Kids, or PTV as it was called back then, was the shit. Much respect. And the other was Cartoon Network. My earliest memories of the channel would have been 96. I of course was introduced to all the iconic cartoons from the golden age. Popeye, Tom and Jerry, Tex Avery cartoons, and the Looney Tunes, which aired under several different names. This was also where I was introduced to many Hanna-Barbera cartoons. Flintstones, Jetsons, Yogi Bear, Scooby-Doo, Top Cat, Johnny Quest, the whole enchilada. This was also the time they were slowly but surely introduced new original programming to the channel, like the What a Cartoon Show shorts, the late night Space Ghost Coast to Coast, this was before Adult Swim, and their then most recent show, Dexter's Lab, with many other cartoons to follow. And I also watched reruns of Jay Ward shows, Rocky and Bullwinkle and George of the Jungle. There was also Garfield and Friends, and a 1960s anime, Speed Racer. They used to air a special called Japanimation, but obviously it was Toonami that had the bigger impact. It should be noted that this block was responsible for helping bring anime to the US, and for many kids, it was their introduction. I don't have much thoughts of Toonami. I watched stuff like reruns of Batman and Thundercats. I remember watching a little bit of anime like Dragon Ball Z and Sailor Moon, but it wasn't really must-see TV for me. And I will say at the time, I wasn't into anime, unlike now where I have this huge respect for it. That's why I never done a video on it. And also the fact that Toonami has gotten enough attention as it is. Me and my family kept moving until we finally stayed in Richmond, Virginia in 1998. Wherever we went, I always made sure there was Cartoon Network on the TV. Even as a kid, I always thought Cartoon Network was something special. I put them on such a high standard when it comes to TV animation. And what I admire the most is their obvious respect for what came before, like classic cartoons from the golden age. I love stuff like Toonheads, which showcase the history of animators, as well as cartoons from that era, with interesting trivia as well. I would also be introduced to animators who would turn out to be my heroes. I'll never forget seeing Joseph Barbera and Chuck Jones in a top 10 greatest cartoons of all time special. And those package programs featuring shorts by classic animation directors, the Tex Avery Show, the Bob Clampett Show, and the Chuck Jones Show.
There's a new primetime lineup on Cartoon Network.
Cartoonolio.
Cartoonolio.
Programming blocks, marathons, and specials were a huge part of CN's identity. On Friday nights, I love watching Cartoon Fridays, and Saturday nights, I would tune in to the movie of the week with Cartoon Theater. Even during the summer, they would have blocks for reruns of their hit shows. I said it once and I'll say it again. When it comes to marathons and blocks on Cartoon Network, they did a good job of sucking you in. They made it look like an event you had to see. Yeah, there were reruns, but I didn't care. Like the big game specials that used to air every Super Bowl, and it featured classic WB and Tom and Jerry shorts. I never cared about sports, but it's really cool how they went the extra mile to spoof the Super Bowl. Even getting legit announcers like John Madden and Pat Summerall. All those creative bumpers, ID spots, and interstitials from all those different eras. Props to animation studios like Primal Scream and Animal Logic, and CN's promo department at the now defunct Turner Studios. As the years went on, Cartoon Network went through many changes. There were new shows, new blocks, new events, and a new era CN City, while the more classic cartoons were moved to Boomerang, Cartoon Network's second channel. Despite this, the channel was still worthy of the tagline, the best place for cartoons. But on December 8th, 2006, a made-for-TV movie would mark the start of an unfortunate trend CNN was trying to push in the late 2000s.
We're all in your head.
Except Pickles, he's in your ear.
Reanimated premieres Friday, December 8th on Cartoon Network.
Reanimated was about a kid named Jimmy who gets hit by a train at a Disneyland knockoff called Golly World, a theme park based around fictional animator Milt Appleday. In his cartoons, he gets a concussion and wakes up to find he can see the cartoons created by Milt. These incredibly annoying cartoon animals. Also, Milt's adult son tries to kill Jimmy, and also Jimmy tries to impress the popular girl in school, cause why not? This is a horrible movie. I watched this again recently for the first time in years for this video, and let me tell you, it was tough to sit through. A nonsensical story, bad jokes, and annoying and unlikable characters. But apparently it did so well, it had a spin-off out of Jimmy's head. An equally terrible show, which the only good it did was introduce us to Tinashe. The late 2000s was what I consider Cartoon Network's dark age. The only new cartoon I remember liking from that era was Classic 3000s. The others didn't do a thing for me. But also Fried Dynamite was the lame replacement for Fridays. The Nudes era was ridiculously cheap. Those imported Canadian cartoons, which I know a lot of people like them, but they just weren't my cup of tea. And that stupid follows something growing this invented song. I'll admit at the time I ignored stuff like Chowder and Flapjack, but now I really love them and I kind of regret missing out. Let's talk about the live action. While definitely not the first time seeing experimenting with it, I feel very strongly about live action shows on a network made for cartoons, because why would I want to see that? Even for Halloween for 2007 through 2008, they showed reruns of Goosebumps. Yeah, Goosebumps of all things. But let's be honest, there was a reason. In 2007, Disney Channel was the #1 cable network in prime time, and it was during their Hannah Montana, Jonas Brothers, Zack and Cody era. It even broke a record, averaging 2.694 million total viewers, while Nickelodeon introduced their popular iCarly series to hit ratings. Well, CN wanted a piece of that pie, and then President Stuart Snyder pushed for more live action. Spoiler alert, it didn't work. Especially 2009 with CN Real. I know. I talked about it enough on this channel, but I'm not gonna go any longer. But I will be fair and say, not all of those shows were bad. Again, they just didn't belong on the channel. I can see them fitting better on something like Discovery Kids or Disney XD, which was pretty new at the time. CN Real did more harm than good, which led to the channel's ratings to decline. It even got so bad, they even brought back the Looney Tunes to fix some of the damage. Around this time, I was watching Adult Swim more than I was watching Cartoon Network. I saw stuff like Harvey Birdman, Robot Chicken, Boondocks, and reruns of Family Guy and American Dad. CN Real was the lowest point of Cartoon Network's history, but you know what they say, always darkest before dawn.
What time is it? What time is it? What time is it? What time is it?
Adventure time!
A new cartoon coming in April to Cartoon Network.
You think he wants me to put the hurt on him?
Yes, I do!
Regular show. It's anything but. New series premieres Monday, September 6th at 8:15, right after Adventure Time.
Oh!
Only on Cartoon Network.
2010 marked a new era with Check It, a big step up from the nudes, and 2 new originals airing this year, Adventure Time and Regular Show, created by 2 Cal Arts graduates, Pendleton Award and J.G. Quintel, launching a whole new era of creator-driven cartoons on the channel. Both of these shows were huge hits, especially Adventure Time, which became the face of the network for many years, and launched a successful franchise. Personally, I like Regular Show a bit better. I like the characters more, and the surreal humor reminds me of those obscure cartoon shorts from the Big Pick. I feel the 2010s, at the very least, was CN's renaissance period. The success of Adventure Time and Regular Show led to a whole new boom of new cartoons for both Cartoon Network and Warner Bros. Animation. There was still crap like Problem Solvers, Almost Naked Animals, and Annoying Orange, some of the worst cartoons I've seen, and our live action stuff, which is pretty much on its way out anyway. In 2012, Cartoon Network celebrated their 20th anniversary all year long, with all new bumpers by Primal Scream, featuring old and new characters, new DVD releases, and a new Friday night block, a revival of Cartoon Planet. I don't remember what they did on October 1st that year. Maybe somebody in the comments will let me know. I was starting my freshman year in college and I wasn't watching that much TV. In 2013, they released Warner Bros. Animation's Teen Titans spinoff, Teen Titans Go, which is really popular because it aired way too damn much. Check out this schedule if you don't believe me. In 2017, they aired a short bumper for their 25th anniversary, similar to their Morphing era bumpers. It's cute, I guess. Now the year's 2022, and the network will be celebrating their 30th anniversary. In September, they brought back some of their older shows on their weekly night lineup, and on HBO Max, there's a special called Cartoon Network Animating Through the Years. I was expecting / hoping for a documentary, but it's a clip show, so whatever. They're even planning to release complete seasons of 2 of their classic shows on DVD. Now let me back up a minute. You see, in 2018, Cartoon Network's owners, Warner Media, formerly Time Warner, was acquired by AT&T, which led to a reorganization of the Turner channels, Cartoon Network, Boomerang, and Adult Swim. And today we're seeing it all unfold. Warner Bros. Discovery, especially that David Zaslav douche, is deleting the existence of some of their recent shows for a tax write-off, especially Infinity Train, which really pissed me off. They're even planning to get rid of animation altogether on HBO Max. Hell, they already started laying off the crew from the Bugs Bunny special that was in development. Meanwhile, on Cartoon Network, I'm not particularly thrilled with the return of live action and preschool programs. There are some new shows I'm excited for, like Tiny Toons Luniversity, Iwanu Child of Wonder, and Jenny Tarkovsky's new show, Unicorn Warriors Eternal. Also, I can't wait to see more of those new cartoon shorts. A lot of them look really good. So after all these years, what exactly does Cartoon Network mean to me? Well, it means a celebration of all things animation. All the shows, the characters, the unforgettable worlds stuck with me as a child, and in many ways, as a 29-year-old man. As a cartoonist, CN inspired me to draw and create, and also show appreciation for the classics. I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say this, but this channel changed my life. And if it wasn't for CN, I probably would be wanting to pursue a career in animation today. Animation is a medium that sadly continues to get so much disrespect. From idiot corporate bigwigs not seeing their value, to clueless celebrities brushing it off as children's entertainment that adults have to endure or some bullshit. But Cartoon Network deserves a lot of credit for its contributions to the industry and for helping inspire a new generation of artists. I don't know what's going to be in store for CN's future, but I hope it'll still be around, inspiring kids and animation lovers all around. Thank you Ted Turner and Betty Cohen for creating this brilliant, groundbreaking cable channel. Happy 30th anniversary, Cartoon Network. Thank you for everything. If you want to support this series and many other videos, click the link below to my Patreon. You get a special credit, early access, shout out to your channel or blog, even a commission by me. Every dollar goes into the production of these videos for software, research, DVDs, as well as help put food on the table. If you're not able to donate, you can also help by liking, commenting, subscribing, and clicking the little bell icon. I thank you, and I gotta fly.